Peace and love, family. Okay, real quick, I need y'all to do some homework for me right now because this is important. Hey, and this is all alleged entertainment purposes. I'm just going to throw that out there because I know how it is when you start talking about the truth. Now that all of that is out the way, I need y'all to go do some homework on Cornelius the Centurion. That was a Roman soldier back in the biblical times, who is said to be one of the first Gentile people that came across the disciples and converted over. You know what I mean? Okay, now here is where the lie thickens and the plot thickens, And shout out to all my Hebrew brothers and sisters and people of the faith who cling to the statutes and commandments of our Father Yahuwah. You know what I mean? I love you all, but anyway, this got to continue. Now, where the lie from Christianity comes in on this is why it's so important. The centurion Cornelius was said to be not a Jew, right? Yes, this is true. He was not a Jew. However, what they do not teach you is not all Israelites are Jews. See, they don't teach all this in the churches. They don't teach all this in schools for real, not broad, because I would have known about this if that was the case. They don't teach you this. Cornelius the Centurion was a Israelite. He was not a Jew. Jews made up of 3 tribes. That's Judah, the house of Judah. That's Benjamin, and that's Levi. Those were considered Jews, those tribes. Only 3. See, if you do some research, even in the Bible, you will find out that the kingdom of Israel was split in 2. There was a northern kingdom and there was a southern kingdom. The southern kingdom made up the 3 of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. The northern kingdom made up the other 9. You know what I mean? Here go a list. If y'all want to, I don't know them all by heart. I could probably get it, but here go a list just in case. Okay, moving on so we don't get stuck on that. Don't want the video to be too long. Okay, now when you do your research, you'll find out that there was a ton of Israelites, not necessarily Jews, because the Jews were in Jerusalem at the time of Christ. Remember, the house of Judah is Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. There's other 9. There's a whole other 9 tribes that got cut off from the love of the Father, pretty much disowned because they fell away in Solomon's time. You got to do some research now. This is homework for y'all. I'm not going to go too far into this because not right now. There's going to be another video. I want to keep it short and sweet. Anyway, we know that there was a ton of Israelites in the army of Rome at the time due to the Greek diaspora whenever Greek conquered Israel back in, I think it was 332 BCE. You know what I mean? Do some research and find out, just like how the African American peoples, my peoples, got brought over here as slaves, and now we're called all types of names. We're called African American, we're called American, and it's a lot of us in the army of America. You feel me? Keep up now. And like I said, this is not to ruffle up any feathers. Forgive me if it does. This is about research, quote unquote facts that anybody can research and find out about. Now, you may ask, why is this so important? Well, the reason it's important is because Cornelius was the one that sent for Peter to come to his house. You know what I mean? After Peter had his vision, remember, the sheet came down from heaven. It was full of all types of animals. The Most High told Peter to eat. Peter was like, nothing, my mouth shouldn't touch anything unclean. The Father was like, don't call what the Father calls clean, don't call unclean or common. And Peter had that dream, I think, that vision, I think 3 times. I could be butchering this because I don't have the Bible right in front of me right now. This is a quick video for y'all. We can go deep later. Anyway, so he had the vision, and fast forward, an angel comes to Cornelius and pretty much tells him how the Father has been watching them and how he's been keeping the commandments. Now think about this. Who were the commandments given to at the time, even in Christ's time? Who is keeping the commandments? It don't matter where you was. The only people that was keeping the commandments and knew of the commandments were Israelites. So Cornelius was a soldier in the Roman Empire, a centurion, and he was a man who was keeping the commandments. And it says him and his household would be blessed. That's why they sent for Peter. Peter come, bless the house, and boom. So this all lines up with, hey, we got to look at something. was Cornelius an actual Israelite? Not Jew, but an Israelite. Don't get confused on that. Rewind the video back and hear what I said. Not all Israel was considered Jews. Please do not get, messed up about that. It's the truth. So it's been my conclusion, that if Cornelius is in fact an Israelite, then we have to do some reevaluation of the Christian religion going to Gentiles of other nations. Just because I'm considered an African American doesn't make me any of those things. Because for one, we know that Africa was named after a European man of Leo Africanus. We know that America was named after Amerigo Vespucci. I didn't come from two white men. So, hey, that's something there. That's a video for another day. But just like us over here, the centurion was enslaved by the Greeks, who then took some of the Israelite people and made them parts of their army, and boom, bow, you got Cornelius now. You know what I mean? So this is important because the Christian faith kind of hangs on this, not just, Christ, but the message of Christ coming to the outside nations, outside of Israel, not just Jews, but Israel. But anyway, that's enough of this video. Comment down below. Tell me what y'all think. And I'll see y'all on the next video. All right. Peace. Love.